Today's National Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day commemoration is co-hosted, as it has been since 2005, by the National Park Service and the United States Navy. Here to share an official welcome on behalf of the National Park Service is Jacqueline Ashwell, Superintendent of World War II Valor in the Pacific National Monument.
Good morning, everyone. Aloha. Among the dignitaries we welcome today, and ladies and gentlemen, please hold your applause until the end, the Honorable David Ige, Governor, State of Hawaii. The Honorable Sonny Perdue, Secretary of Agriculture. The Honorable Tulsi Gabbard, U.S. Representative for Hawaii's 2nd Congressional District. Admiral Phil Davidson, Commander, U.S. Indo-Pacific Command. Admiral John Aquilino, Commander, U.S. Pacific Fleet. Lieutenant General Louis Craparata, Commanding General, U.S. Marine Corps Forces, Pacific. Lieutenant General Brian Fenton, Deputy Commander, U.S. Indo-Pacific Command. The Honorable Stanley Chang, State Senator, District 9. The Honorable Kirk Caldwell, Mayor of the City and County of Honolulu. The Honorable Tatsunobu Isoda, Mayor of Nagaoka, Japan. The Honorable Bob McDermott, State Representative, District 40. Members of the Consular Corps, members of the Senior Executive Service, and all other flag and general officers, elected and appointed officials, business and community leaders, and of course, all of our World War II veterans present with us here this morning. Welcome. To paraphrase the words of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt in his 1943 State of the Union address, as long as our flag flies over the capital of the United States of America, Americans will honor the soldiers, sailors, and Marines who fought our first battles of this war. Their unconquerable spirit will live forever. The first battle of that war was 77 years ago this morning. When I have the privilege of accompanying someone on their very first visit to Pearl Harbor, I ask them to stop for a moment, to go back in time with me, to imagine the harbor as it was on that day. Explosions, chaos, smoke, flames. Try to imagine that right now as I speak these words. Some of you don't have to imagine. You were here. You witnessed it firsthand. We are truly blessed to have you here with us today to help us remember. In 2001, the 60th anniversary, 17 years ago, the Honolulu Star-Advertiser ran an article entitled "Fading Voices." I came across it recently, and there were a couple of quotes in it that were like a punch in the gut to me. Quotes from two people that I love, men I was honored to call friends, but only for a short while before they passed away. Herb Weatherwax's quote was, "We're dying. We're dying pretty fast now, and when we're gone, I hope you will remember that we served willingly, we fought willingly, and we died willingly." We remember you, Uncle Herb. Your unconquerable spirit will definitely live forever. The other quote in that article was from Ray Emery. Many of you know that Ray was an absolutely incredible historian and a fighter. He greeted enemy planes with a .50 caliber machine gun from the deck of the USS Honolulu in 1941. He fought in 7 invasions across the Pacific. And then over the subsequent decades, he fought to ensure that we would never forget the history of Pearl Harbor, that we would remember it accurately, that we would work to discover the identities of the Pearl Harbor unknown. Ray was a relatively young 80 years old back then when he said, "Who will carry it on when we're gone? What's going to happen in 10 years when we're all gone?" Fortunately, Uncle Herb and Ray both lasted well more than 10 more years. We lost Uncle Herb in 2016, and then Ray just this past August. What they foresaw was, unfortunately, inevitable. The voices are fading. Over Thanksgiving, we lost Ray Chavez at 106. So many veterans this year, and of course, 1 week ago today, we lost another World War II veteran, President George Bush. The voices are fading. When I learned of the president's death last week, and so many times over the last few days of commemorations this week, particularly during those moments where we recognize peace and reconciliation, I keep thinking back to the president's words on the 50th anniversary. If you've never watched that speech, go find it. Very easy to find, and I highly recommend it. And if you were here and you did watch it, it's worth a rewatch. Can't recommend it enough. His words that he held no rancor in his heart for the people of Germany and Japan. Words spoken by one World War II veteran to his peers. Those words were what was needed for some to forgive and to begin to let go. Those words helped pave the path that we walk today. President Bush will forever be a part of the history of Pearl Harbor, a history that is still being written. I close my remarks today by saying to all who gave their lives on December 7th, 1941, and to all of those we've lost in the 77 short years since that day, and of course, to the veterans seated here with us today and those watching us over broadcast. To all of you, I say, please, do not worry. For so long as there is a United States of America, a flag will fly over the USS Arizona Memorial, and the National Park Service and the U.S. Navy will continue to tell your story. Your unconquerable spirits will live forever.